That was a quick change from that loud countdown. Hi. Good, good morning.
Is jolted awake. Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Did you miss me?
Of course. But as we could see yesterday when I am left alone, it's like a sprint.
Just
Let me get through this list real quick because there's no chit chat.
just do the thing. How long did it take?
Oh, 10, 12.
Okay. I'm really proud of you that you went over 10. So that's really good.
Maybe it's a guess. It wasn't super long, but without conversation going back and forth. But today's gonna last a lot longer than that.
Yes, I saw all the questions. It took me forever to just like scroll through the screenshots of the questions. So
Yeah. So today we have a little bit of news and we have a lot of questions that were
mhm.
submitted during yesterday's Instagram Q&A, but we're not I wasn't able to answer them on Instagram. So we're going to get to them today. A few of them required a little bit of looking up research so that we could answer them.
Mhm.
And we're going to try to get through all those. And then if there are comments that come in, then we can get to those at the end. Anything
Sounds
else?
good. Nope. Let's do it.
All right. So I know that you've been gone. Did you keep up with the news?
I tried to a little bit, yes.
Okay. Well, there's a few things. One is the Animal Kingdom. As if Animal Kingdom hasn't suffered enough, we have the Wildlife Express Train and Conservation
Mhm.
Station closing February 23rd, and we don't know when it's reopening. And it's because they are going to be working on the new Bluey
Bluey.
meet and greet coming out to Rafiki's Planet Watch. So that whole back part of the park where you take the Wildlife Express train out, where you go out to
Mhm.
Rafiki's Planet Watch, Conservation Station, the petting zoo, all these things, not available
Not available.
starting February 23rd.
I wonder how long, but we don't know, do we?
No. And that is part of the problem is like, okay, well, if we're going, what can we expect?
Uh-huh.
We do know the Bluey meet and greet is starting this summer. Is it close till then?
Yeah, I don't know, but just to keep in mind too, then you also lose the Animation Academy Lightning Lane too, right?
Um, yeah, Animation Academy is on the list because it's back there as well. But Animation Academy is going to be moved to Hollywood Studios eventually.
Mhm.
Big shuffle. Anyway, so that's really rough. There's not a lot. It literally is just a couple-hour park now.
Yeah,
There just
it's getting
aren't
pretty anemic.
very anemic. I actually have a carousel thing getting posted today about doing Animal Kingdom without lightning lanes because it's so hard to
Mhm.
justify it. There's only
Yeah.
like 4 rides left.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's also a couple of small closures that were just announced. Under the Sea Journey, Little Mermaid at Magic Kingdom is just closed on February 11th, just that day. It'll
Mhm.
reopen February 12th. And then Impressions to France at Epcot is closing February 22nd, and we don't know when it's reopening. As far as the calendar goes out, it doesn't have operating hours. So we don't know when it's reopening.
Don't know. That's interesting. I wonder what
Hmm.
they're doing over there.
I don't know. I
Did
don't know.
did they get the seats changed? I feel like that was one thing that was on the agenda of things that they wanted to update over there were the seats. But kind of curious.
Hmm. Yep, not sure. So one big closure and another part of Animal Kingdom, and then a couple smaller ones that are probably not going to affect too many people's trips.
Yeah.
All right. Any other news that you know of?
No, I'm thanks for keeping me informed.
Yes, you join every day just to find out what's happening.
Just to see what's happening.
Okay. So today there are so many questions that I have organized them into categories, and I thought we could start off with the miscellaneous one to get ourselves warmed up.
Okay. I feel like
Uh,
I've been gone for a month. Like
it's what
we
happens in this job.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
All right, ready? We're
Mhm.
going to start with a question I've answered multiple times, and I'm going to give you a chance to answer it because I've been asked a lot.
A
What do
lot.
you think of the new CEO change?
I am excited, I think. I
Hmm.
think that since he's coming, even though he's coming from like an operational parks background, I feel like that's a positive thing for the parks in general.
Hmm.
So, somebody who has lived that life and been a part of the parks and been a part of the parks seeing so much growth over the past few years, I feel way more positive about this than I do or did Chapek.
100%. My one thing personally is I don't want to take my foot off his neck about how he has been in charge
Mm-hmm.
as the a la carte pricing has been introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to not remember that, even if he's charming, even if you like him more than Chapek, even
Mm-hmm.
if he's the one that's been there. He
Yes.
he also has good relationships with people in the park. So a lot of people, when the announcement was made, posted pictures of themselves with Josh tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
because he has been very accessible to those of us. I was looking for videos yesterday for a short video that I was editing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just randomly came across one on my camera roll with Josh Tomorrow in it. Like I wasn't looking for it. I was just like, he's just there.
He's there a lot, and he never seems to hesitate when people say, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" Because he's very recognizable now, even more so than when he was the president of Walt Disney World or
Mhm.
whatever
He
that
was
title is. Was it president?
president. Hmm.
Okay, even more like people recognize him way more now than they did then, and he's still. If you see him in the parks and he's not engage with something, he doesn't hesitate to take a picture. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that he likes the parks. I appreciate that he's been a part of seeing such growth across the parks and Disney Cruise Line. And I hope that that continues. But I also hope then that the people who are a part of the story and a
Hmm.
part of the creative aspect um, get an equal say because he feels a little bit more Roy in some regards, but
Hmm.
we also need some Walt. So
Hmm.
let's,
Yes. So I would say what cautiously optimistic.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
that would sum up both of our feelings, but I wanted to have you weigh in because it's come up a lot in the last 24 hours. Next question is what time are your daily YouTube lives? So we go live on YouTube and Facebook at 10 Eastern, 9 Central
Mm-hmm.
a.m. And on Facebook, the replay is available immediately. Like as soon as we stop it, the video is there. On YouTube, it takes hours. Sometimes the replay is not available till the evening. So if you don't catch it live, you can catch it later at some point. It just
Mm-hmm.
takes a little while on YouTube. All right, another question. It's related to the podcast. When going over the pre-post trip talks, do you think, oh, I wouldn't do that or that'll work? So this is a reference to the podcast. I do trip reports. Most of the episodes are trip reports where I interview people before their trip and after their trip, and then I edit them together so you can kind of compare how the two look. And on the pre-trip, I do sometimes have these feelings, and I will talk to the guests off mic usually. So there will be like, I'll be like, hey, I'm concerned about A, B, or C, just something to look out for. And then something that they can kind of look for. So I never want to embarrass the guests when we're recording or anything like that. So I try to do it off mic, and that way they have time to correct before they go on their trip. All right. One more in this category before we jump into Disney World specifically. Best places to buy some cute, inexpensive outfits for fams to match. Do you have any recommendations? Because I have a Disney recommendation.
Yeah. I like um, Etsy for things like this. You
Mm-hmm.
can always seem to find some really cute things that are specific to a favorite character or a park or an event that you're going to. They seem to do a really great job over there. Lots of people using their brains to come up with some adorable things. That's my go-to usually for race stuff too. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
want something specific for a race, I find it great. And is that the Shop Disney site?
Yeah, I wanted to mention it's pretty obvious that Disney has options, but what I like about it is that they have free personalization. So if you go to this section is called if you go to clothing and then personalized Disney shirts, there is a shop family vacation option at the top. And so there's lots
Mm-hmm.
of shirts here. And then as the promo here says, free Disney tee personalization. So if you pick something that has the little personalized icon above it, you can choose the size and the color and everything, and then you can have it customized. So you could have your family names listed
Mm-hmm.
there, and that's a really easy option. But Etsy is another great one, and we do a whole lot of that.
Mhm.
I also wanted to mention one thing because you and I go on group trips with patrons and stuff and friends, and I usually make the shirts for that. Sometimes I've even worn them on here. I'll have on our group shirts. But what
Mhm.
I do in that case is I buy a graphic, and you can get those on Etsy and different sites, and then I will have it printed on a shirt myself. So lots of different ways to go about it. Okay, let's go into general Disney World questions. Heather, do all the parks have play or crawl areas for babies?
Well, sort of. I think the one that's probably the best spot for like that is Magic Kingdom. I think they have some really great spaces for it, especially with the hub grass. That's comes in pretty great. Epcot's got some really great spaces. Animal Kingdom is we need to update because of
Mm-hmm.
course
Mm-hmm.
we're lost a big playground over there. But I think the one that has the least that I'm hoping will have more once they get the animation courtyard opened and then maybe once Monsters Inc. stuff is done is Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And almost all of the resorts have them
Hmm.
as well. And
Yeah.
then Disney Springs has a marketplace splash pad, which
Hmm.
isn't, unless you want to get wet, maybe that won't work for you. And then the water parks, of course. So I'm going to drop a link to this Disney World Playground
Hmm.
option in the chat. And that way we can have people go and check it out if they're interested in it for their trip. Let's see. Still learning to navigate. Okay. Disney World playgrounds. All right. Now, whether they can crawl around there, I guess, is a whole other question. Do you want your kids crawling around on some of these public spaces? Maybe. All right. Next question is how reliable is Mears late at night? Landing at MCO at 11 p.m. Take a lift. Mears saves money.
I think they're reliable. I think they're big enough now that I would not worry or hesitate about taking them late at night. This is their bread and butter. This is what they do. They're professionals at it. I think it's a great option.
Yeah. I don't know of issues with that. So
Mm-mm.
go for it. Next question is miniature golf included in a resort only stay or must it be in a package? It is a magical extra.
Mm-hmm.
It's in we have to switch sides. Sorry. This is my side, that's your side. It is a magical extra if you book a package, so it's just added as like a voucher that you can
Mm-hmm.
use. But if you book a resort only stay, you can still buy miniature golf
Yeah,
separate. The YouTube video just went live today about arrival and departure day ideas, and miniature golf is on the list.
it's a it's a great way to do a little bit of Disney without having to go into a park.
It is. Next question. Have you done pen trading at Disney World? Suggestions for beginners?
I have, but it's been a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say don't put anything that you really don't want to pin on your lanyard. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't go into it with that. And then I would also say, if you can find something that you're really into, that's what I think makes it so fun. So if it's a certain line of pins, or if there's a character, or that I think is what makes the hunt kind of fun is if you're trying to complete a set or you're trying to find your favorite character or an attraction or whatever. I think that's what really makes it exciting and makes the hunt kind of fun. It's kind of like antiquing or thrifting in that regard
Yeah,
because
you love that.
I do. You never know what you're going to get, so it's kind of the same with pin trading.
Yeah, and I wanted to show this primer on Disney Tourist Blog, which we've often referred people to because it's Disney Pin Trading 101. It can be a great start if you are new to the world of pin trading. It's not something we do a lot, but I know it can be really fun for those
Hmm.
that do. You ready for the next one? It takes 12 seconds for the question animation to run. What new ride are you most excited for in the next 5 years?
Oh, I'm personally most excited for the new coaster for Monsters Inc. The suspended coaster.
Yes. Yes. There's so much good stuff coming. I will say the Encanto attraction
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to. I really like things that are pretty. So Flight of Passage is really pretty and Navi River Journey, both of them are so pretty. And I
Hmm.
just think Encanto is gonna have that.
Has great potential to be
Yes,
the same.
so colorful, so fun. But yeah, the coaster is a good one because we don't get new coasters that often.
No, and I don't know what it is about one being suspended, but I feel like every time I've ridden one that's set up that way, I'm less scared. Eh,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if it's because of what you can see when when you're sitting like that versus the other. I don't know. It just feels safer, which is weird because half your body's hanging out, or at least your legs. I'm sure. I guess for me, it wouldn't be half my body, be a tiny little percentage of my body, but
10%.
I feel safer, so I'm excited for it.
Okay, those are two good ones. We like when the new stuff happens. Next question. We're not rope dropping. What morning time should we arrive at Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom weekdays in April? I don't know how to answer this question. If you're not rope dropping,
What do
um,
you want to accomplish?
yeah, then arrive whenever you want. I would suggest lighting lanes so that when you get
Mm-hmm.
there, they're booked because the lines start building in the standby lines.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't, some people don't like the rush of rope drop because it can be very busy with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people. But just arriving right after rope drop can be nice
Mm-hmm.
because you miss the initial rush of crowds, but you still get in there early. So I would go with that. Next question is I feel like this is the Heather question. Belt bag on chest and backpack and stroller, good option for July temps. I sweat tons. Heather's a belt bag gal.
I didn't used to be, but I got converted when we started doing festival stuff, and it was so hot when Food and Wine was starting in July, and was always, I'm never going to wear a belt bag, and then I put one on, and crap. Yeah, so I think that's fine. I think anything heavier would be too much for July. The backpack and the stroller works. The belt bag is going to be fine.
All right. First time to Disney World, February 23rd to the 26th. Is one park day for all four parks in a row doable? No kids. I think probably
Hmm.
so. I think probably so. My personal rule is I like to have a day out of the parks for every two in the parks because it can be a lot. But if you literally just have the 4 days,
Hmm.
then you can treat your trip a little bit more like a sprint than a marathon.
Hmm.
And so you'll probably be fine to
Yeah.
do 4 days. And also, it's not going to be hot. Like when it's not hot, it's so much easier. If I bought Lightning Lane Multipass for every park except Animal Kingdom, do the days matter? For example, Magic Kingdom on a Monday. It, I mean, Lightning Lanes help,
Hmm.
but so do picking the right parks.
Yes.
So,
I would definitely take a look at what we recommend for which park is best on which day, because there are differences. And if you're looking at, for an example, like Magic Kingdom, and the average waits are 10 minutes late per attraction, or 15 minutes less per attraction, I mean, on one day versus another day, 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes may not seem like much, but once you start adding that up across every park that you choose for your entire trip, you're looking at hours that you've wasted in line versus just being smart and picking the right park for each day.
mhm.
And luckily, there is a post for that with our
I, li-
explainers.
I linked it in the comments. So you can go. We have specific suggestions
Hmm.
all the way through July of this year.
Yeah.
Or if you're going, then please check the link. Next question 10 p.m. reservation at Beaches and Cream. Going back to Art of Animation, Skyliner time. So they're worried about the Skyliner being down.
I think you might just go ahead and prepare to maybe take alternate transportation back because it's probably going to be closed by the time. you need it.
Yeah, it's an hour after
Mm-hmm.
closing usually. So that would obviously affect you at Beaches and Cream. Might want to, if you can, move your reservation earlier or prepare
Mm-hmm.
for a different method of transportation. Are lightning lanes worth it on green days? So we were talking about our calendars where we have best parks for each day, and the green days are the parks we recommend each day. Are lightning lanes worth it on green days? So I feel like this goes a lot with the other question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we still think it's worth it, especially at Magic Kingdom, especially at Hollywood Studios. Those
Mm-hmm.
two in particular, we recommend it. It's busy. Um, our last general question. If needing to store a backpack at the parks, how big are the lockers and how much? So, the Disney World website has this information,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always Google it to get some basic stuff. So there's three different sizes: small,
Mm-hmm.
large, jumbo. But the jumbo is only at Magic Kingdom and Epcot. But I assume your backpack will fit into at least the jumbo
The
size.
Jabber ones are big. And if we've also got a post on the website with pictures if you want to see what the lockers look like and how it works. It's all digital now. It's you use your credit card. You might, I can't remember if you can use a Magic Band or not. Definitely you can use a card, but it's very simple, and they're those jumbo size ones are big.
Yeah, so they'll fit you at least at the two parks where they're offered.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I needed to remember that I go on that site. Okay. Magic Kingdom questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Um, Fireworks dessert party worth it the Sunday after Easter?
The fireworks dessert party is always worth it.
Yes. You know what's so interesting though? I just did a trip report this week, the podcast that
Mm-hmm.
went up yesterday with Jameson. He traveled with 18 people. They went to the fireworks dessert party and nobody was there. They had a group of 18 and only a few other people were there, period. Like he sent pictures in.
Why?
They had a table in the middle of the fireworks dessert party for 18 people and there were only a couple other tables that had people at them. Isn't that nuts?
That is wild. That's like you're having your own private dessert party
Well,
at that point.
exactly. That's what they felt. But he definitely felt it was worth it because 18
Mm-hmm.
people looking for fireworks spots and everything, that's tricky. But it is usually much busier than that.
Yes.
But also, we love it. If it's in the budget, it's always worth it.
Yes. Agreed. In fact, I just booked it for after the princess. Because I want to sit and have myself a drink while I watch the fireworks.
um, what's the best way to tackle the Starlight Parade and the fireworks? Does a dessert party help?
It can. It
It
can.
ish.
Mm-hmm.
There is a video on the YouTube channel called Parade Views from the Dessert Party where I show like
Mm-hmm.
here we went to the dessert party. This is exactly why we booked it last year, was so that we could go and see. It's definitely um, it's slightly distant view. Some of the floats are better than others because they're
Mm-hmm.
taller, but you don't have to fight with the crowds.
You don't at all. So that part is definitely nice. If you don't want to do a dessert party and you want to see both, then position yourself where you don't have to move, so you don't have to fight the crowds. Um, and I'm sure Shannon's smart; she's over there linking to it. So we've got maps and things to kind of show you where
Yes,
that's
and
at.
I'm gonna show you a graphic, and I'll share the link because I want to show you what we do when we want to have a. Oh wait, I'm on the dining packages. That's not the same thing. But basically, there's one spot that we go to, and it is for both, and we kind of just come and go from this spot
Mm-hmm.
whenever we want to like hold down. Okay, so this green area is like good views of fireworks. This is specifically for fireworks. But can you see my cursor right here?
Yes.
So we sit on the curb usually right here, and it kind of gives you good views of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will have one person stay here, and then another person can go to the restrooms. There's restrooms nearby, or run over and get some quick service. or there's lots of snacks in the
Mhm.
hub area. So we kind of just hold it down sometimes with a blanket and then just kind of come and go. But we make it like our home.
Yes.
So that is a non dessert party way of doing it if you would like.
Mhm.
All right. So let me link to that in the chat. Fireworks views. All right. We have so much content. Did you know?
Was not aware.
Yes, you did know. Would you recommend a patio seat at Tony's for Starlight? Currently have a reservation for Festival of Fantasy at 3 o'clock. I have seen people do this.
Mhm.
You can book a seat at Tony's Town Square.
Just know that it's not guaranteed.
Mm-mm.
Like there's not that many tables that are outside, and there are even fewer that are along the rail. So if just depending on when people were sat, you may not have a chance. So you can't book that seat specifically.
I'm surprised Disney doesn't offer it as a parade view dining package because that little patio out there
Hmm.
is pretty great for parade views,
Yeah.
either at Festival Fantasy or Starlight. It works for both. All right. Speaking of Starlight, do you know with Starlight, they open that road on the right behind Main Street that takes you over to Tomorrowland? I want to watch Starlight and then go on rides. That's called the bypass.
Hmm.
And they often do.
Hmm.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, when you enter Magic Kingdom at the front, if you go, I mean, it's not always open, but if you go to the right, there is this path that goes behind Main Street. And also, it can allow you to exit from Tomorrowland to the front of the park and bypass Main Street. And it's really nice, but I think it's
Hmm.
usually available. Any idea when Big Thunder or Bose will reopen? Going in March.
No, they have spring, right? There's our spring.
Yes, and I'm going to show the next question because it's related, which is Buzz Lightyear opening in the spring. But when is it going to be open for my April 20th trip? This is a frustration of these
Hmm.
reopening dates is that they use seasons, and you're like, yeah, I'm going in that season.
Yes, and also there's like the difference between the meteorological and the astronomical season. So like which one are they doing? Like
These
meteorological is
SAT words.
people usually consider that until Memorial Day.
Yes,
But official spring goes until June.
June 22nd or something.
So which one is it, Disney? So
Yeah, we don't know.
mm-mm.
And Disney purposely does this to give themselves some flexibility on reopening because if they announce an exact date, obviously that can be a problem because you're like, wait, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't it open?
My guess, if I had to take a guess, I'm thinking they're going to want to try to get things done by Easter, but that's just a wild guess.
Yeah. Makes sense because that way there's more rides open for those
Mm-hmm.
crowds. Typical wait time for Tron during after hours events. Tron can take a little bit of time because there are some pre shows
Mm-hmm.
and it's a popular attraction. So we've done it during things like after hours, Christmas party, and still waited a while.
Yeah, I just looked it up
Mm-hmm.
before we recorded, and of course, like right at 10 o'clock, which is I think when on February 2nd was the last after hours. The wait time is going to be higher, and that's just something to keep in mind. Even though it's after hours, people can be jumping in the line from the regular park right up until the last minute before the park closes. So, if your goal is Tron, do not try to do it at the beginning of an after hours because you're going to be fighting with all the regular
Mm-hmm.
theme park guests. But after those initial guests get through, the wait time hovered around 25 minutes or so until the very end, and then it dropped down to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. But the queue is long.
It is. It
It
takes
is
a while.
just like with Guardians. So even though the wait time might only be 10, 15 minutes, you're committing a chunk of time to get through all of that, get through the boarding process, walk in, like just the walk up to the front. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
short walk, so the entire process takes a while.
And this is good advice for all of the after hours events because at Epcot, there's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. Same
Mhm.
thing. It's going to be busy right at the beginning of the after hours event because people can hop in line. Same thing at Hollywood Studios with Rise of the Resistance. So for these popular rides, it's going to be easier towards the end of the night.
Mhm.
Favorite quick service at Magic Kingdom. That's changed.
Yeah.
That's
Used to really
changed.
like
Columbia Harbor.
Columbia Harbor House.
Yes. Can we talk about why we don't like it so much anymore? I'll speak for me about you. So Heather has a shellfish allergy, and so when we went to Columbia Harbor House, she ordered chicken. I think it was right,
Hmm.
and and then afterwards you didn't feel great, which kind of indicates that there was some cross contamination.
Yeah, it did not. I mean, which is always a risk when you're eating out, period. And any place where they're frying stuff, I think is extra
Hmm.
dicey. But that, yeah, that was not fun. But I really like their fries. So,
Do you know? Okay, and it's flip flop too because I used to hate Cosmic Rays, and we go there quite a bit now.
hmm.
Cosmic Rays has much better food than they used to, and so much seating, and it's inside.
Hmm.
And I mean, Columbia Harbor House is inside as well, but Cosmic Rays is just so big, and I just feel like there's a lot of options.
It, you can, there's bathrooms right there that are nice and
Hmm.
close. There's a fuel rod exchange station.
Hmm.
There's enough seating where you can usually find a pocket where it's not super busy. And they have the pump kind of ketchup. So you can
Get
really,
a bunch.
you can scoop, use your fry
That's right.
to scoop up that ketchup.
Don't forget Sunny Eclipse is there.
Well,
If
okay.
Chuck E. Cheese was your jam, Sunny Eclipse is there in one of the rooms. There's an animatronic Sunny Eclipse if you would like to go and check them out. So we do go to Cosmic Rays a lot more than we used to. We
Hmm.
also go to Casey's Corner a lot
Hmm.
because it's just a great go to for corn dogs and fries and a crispy Diet Coke.
A very crispy Diet Coke. You know where we don't go very often, and I always like it when we do, and that's Pinocchio's Village House.
Yeah. There are mixed reviews there, and
Uh-huh.
there was recently a podcast guest that was like, "This is my favorite quick service of the whole trip," and I thought we haven't done it in a while,
Uh-huh.
and they have views of It's a Small World, which is kind of charming,
Yes.
but I would say Magic Kingdom not super known for its food, so
Hmm.
you just make do with what you've got there.
Make two.
You just make do. Um, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party date announcements and tickets on sale. Usually 6 months before. Last year
Hmm.
was a little bit later.
Later. We had
They
to wait
used
a
to
little longer.
halfway to Halloween, halfway to Halloween.
It was kind of their thing.
Last year they didn't say halfway to Halloween, I don't think.
No, because I don't think they made it.
No. So I think it was a little bit later. So maybe May
Hmm.
is what it was last year. And until they announce these, we can't make our calendars for August, September, and October
Nope.
because they're based on party dates. We can make good guesses. We know generally what days of the week that they
Hmm.
offer them, but we want to know for sure.
Yes, because as soon as we put out a graphic and it's wrong because we made guesses on it, then that's the one that's going to get shared a million times and not the
Mm-hmm.
correct one that we put out 3 days later. So,
Mm-hmm. Kind of mortifying. All right, we're going to hop to Epcot for a couple of questions. The first one is, how long do we think Frozen Ever After will be closed? It is currently closed while they fix the faces.
yeah, while they are recovering from their lifts, their adjustment, their fillers, I don't know what all they're getting done, but I'm sure they're going to look fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
When they are done, I don't think it'll be very long. I don't think this is a super long overhaul. I think they would have made it more clear on dates if it was.
People going this month really want to know the answer to this question because it closed in January and they said
Hmm.
we'll reopen sometime in February, and people are literally like, "Am I going to get to go on this ride or not?"
Yeah. Sorry.
So, we don't know, but we hope it's not too much longer.
Yeah.
Doing Disney World in May, do you think Soarin' will be under refurb for Soarin' Across America update, which is coming this summer?
Hmm. I feel like this is should be just like at home when you're changing the movie. You pop the tape out and you put the new one in. I guess they need to change the scents
The
that they
smells.
deploy, the smell-o-vision stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Surely that doesn't take very long, right?
I hope so. I hope. I mean, it would be reasonable to expect it to go down for a little bit while they make some
Mm,
updates. I don't think it's going to be very long if they
me
do.
neither.
All right, we're going to hop over to Hollywood Studios for a few questions now. Good thing we have park hoppers. I'm just kidding. Haven't been to Disney World with the Little Mermaid show. Do I need to pre-book a lightning lane or are wait times okay?
I
You know.
don't think. Yeah, I don't think you need one unless this is like a bonus one where you just need to
Mhm.
burn one. In which case, absolutely, I think the shows are great in that instance. But otherwise, I
Mhm.
don't think you need one.
I think my personal rule in my head for shows is if I can book one quickly, use it quickly, and then book something else, then I'll do it. But I'm not going to pre-book
Mm-mm.
a show. And Little Mermaid, as long as you just, look at the times it's offered and get in line a little bit before, you shouldn't have trouble with that one. Favorite quick service at Hollywood Studios, thoughts on Docking Bay 7?
It's good.
Yes, we love Docking Bay 7. 100% love Docking Bay 7. They have interesting food.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a restaurant more than like a fast food place. You can mobile order. They
Mm-hmm.
have great like plant-based things, vegetarian things, that sort of stuff. I think another one that we have been using a lot lately too is ABC Commissary.
Yes, which we used to have. They have more grumbles about the quick service at Hollywood Studios because it felt like everything was outside.
Hmm.
Um, but now I just realized that I was lazy and didn't want to walk to the ones that were inside. I think is more what was happening because with Docking Bay 7 and ABC Commissary, and there's a large swath of what's the one that's over by the Indiana Jones show back behind it?
Backlot Express.
Thank you, Backlot Express. They have indoor stuff too. I think I was just in my perimenopause, everything's hot era when I was whining about that. Before, yeah, ABC Commissary has some kind of unique menu items. I think they have some like Mexican food themed
Hmm.
things, which is a nice change after.
Yeah, and it's inside, and you
Mm-hmm.
can refill your own drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and
Crossing out,
it's often not super busy.
they too have pump ketchup.
Pump ketchup. Yeah, we need we need a chart. Who has pump ketchup?
Uh
Who
huh.
allows you to refill your own drinks? Is it inside?
That's
Because
all that matters
this is what we care about the most.
for quick
Uh,
service.
how terrible is a Skyliner after Phantasmic? I
It's
mean,
not great.
not great. So Heather and I both have anxiety after shows, like the crowds. Like for instance, fireworks. We get panicky because we don't want to get stuck in it. And the same is true for Phantasmic. So what we have done multiple occasions is left Phantasmic just before the end because when that whole theater with thousands of people empties, it's like, oh my god, we're gonna get stuck in this group. So we have gone out a little early so that we can exit. But the line to the Skyliner is going to be very busy and it moves quickly.
And it moves very, very fast. And it's the same thing after Epcot when you're leaving Epcot. Same deal. That line will look like there's no way it's going to be done before 2 a.m. and they move people through very fast. So
Yeah.
don't be scared.
Yeah. Continuous loaders of all kinds
Mm-hmm.
look intimidating and they move quickly because they're continuous.
Yes, and I would much rather be slowly walking for a Skyliner line than standing in one place waiting for the bus
Hmm.
and those big long bus lines after
Hmm.
the parks close.
We're hopping over to Animal Kingdom where we have a lot more questions than normal. It's like there's something going on over there at Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
What trails at Animal Kingdom for a 3.5-year-old?
Oh, I like both the Gorilla Falls and Maharaja Jungle Trek. I think those are
Hmm.
both a lot of fun. Lots of fun animals to see. They all have different animals,
Hmm.
so I guess it kind of depends on what your 3.5-year-old is into.
Yeah, they're both beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They both have animals. They can just be a nice little walk,
Mm-hmm.
especially if like the 3-year-old isn't going to ride stuff and other people in your group
Mm-hmm.
are. You can just
Yeah.
head over to a trail and go on a little walk. They're so pretty.
Yes, I also think the trails around the Tree of Life are they're very quiet. There's not usually a ton of
Hmm.
people around them, and it gets you up really close to the carvings on the tree, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So,
and there's like waterfalls and
hmm
some animals in there. It's just very peaceful and
yeah,
beautiful.
very few people.
We talked at the beginning about like how there aren't that many rides in Animal Kingdom and stuff like
Hmm
that, but you can fill a lot of your time just meandering.
Absolutely.
It's so
And
pretty.
at Nomad Lounge, you can spill a lot of
We
time there
we,
too.
we do. Do you think Rafiki's Planet Watch will be closed until summer? So this is related to some news that we talked about earlier. It's possible.
Yeah.
They haven't told us, but that's when the Bluey meet and greet is opening. So it is quite possible.
hmm
Um, that is the same question. Do you think Wildlife Express will be closed until it reopens with Bluey in the summer? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. With Dino Land closing, are they still doing Wilderness Explorer books in Animal Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on. Uh, if I scan into my first Lightning Lane at Animal Kingdom, will I be able to book another Lightning Lane at Epcot before it opens at 9? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's one of the beauties of Animal Kingdom as your first park of the day is you can actually start getting Lightning Lanes before the other parks are even open.
Yeah.
So it's why one of the reasons that we actually Animal Kingdom Epcot is a pairing that we have done specifically.
Hmm.
Okay, one more Animal Kingdom, and this is very specific. Does this sound okay?
Okay.
Expedition it. Oh no, early entry, not Expedition
Uh-huh.
Cruise. Early entry at Animal Kingdom, Navi River Journey. Then
Uh-huh.
lightning lanes for Kilimanjaro Safari, another EE, Expedition Everest, Kelly River Rapids, and the single pass or flight passage. Yes.
Yes.
You don't need lightning lanes probably if you don't want to spend the money, but this will make it very easy for you.
Yeah.
When to book Tusker House. So don't book Tusker House at the time that you want lightning lanes
No.
because they won't allow you to book lightning lanes when you have a dining reservation. So
Yeah, and it's a character meal. You don't want to super have to rush it. I would put it in there sometime when you're not going to be looking at your watch, wondering if you're going to make it to your next lightning lane. So if you haven't booked your lightning lanes yet, do you think do you think they've booked their lightning lanes,
no,
Shannon?
no, because they're asking when to book Tusker House.
I would.
I was just looking at the operating hours for Tusker House
Mm-hmm.
because I was going to suggest like the latest breakfast
Breakfast.
because it switches over to lunch and you kind of get both. But the latest breakfast is at 10:30.
That might.
So if you want breakfast, it could be 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
Might get in the way for lightning lanes though.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe lunch if you're planning to do all the rides in the morning. Just don't let it interfere. All right. Shall we go into some dining related questions? Yes, we shall. Okay. First girls trip, and I want to tour the monorail resorts. Favorite food and drink at each resort? Well, we did a Grand Floridian Contemporary one on our last
Mm.
trip.
Yes, we did.
So the new bar in the lobby of the Grand Floridian
Mm-hmm.
is fine.
It's fine. I think the more popular one is the Enchanted
Enchanted.
Rose
Yeah.
that's upstairs, which is fine. I mean, I think they're both lovely. I think the Grand Floridian is lovely in general. Um, food wise, there, I don't know that.
I mean, for like a crawl, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we do have like complete graphics on how to do all the different resorts that include a monorail crawl.
Yeah,
So I'm going to just link to that for FYI. This is Skyliner, it's monorail, it's all that.
it's Grand Floridian doesn't lend itself as easily to like a grab and go. So maybe get yourself like a dessert cocktail there, and then it's like you're drinking and eating at the same time, and that's fun. And then you can use your real food budget in your stomach for something from over at the Poly. We like grabbing things at is it? I always get this one mixed up. Is it
Cap-
what's the
Captain Tambu Lounge,
Tambu? Yes. Isn't there a Tamu too someplace?
Tamu Tamu,
Okay,
but this is
see,
Tambu
oh,
Lounge.
Tambu Lounge, because you can get some of the Ohana stuff there,
Hmm.
but also Captain Cook's has these nachos.
Nachos. We also like the Dole Whips, which are available.
Hmm.
They have a Dole Whip store.
Yes, and I mean the the best, the most fun I think option for like a crawl there is of course Trader Sam's, which just requires a little bit of planning.
But it's easier now, and
Hmm.
people are reporting good experiences because you can join the waitlist in the app and it opens a lot earlier. So it's
Yes.
just not nearly as difficult. We have talked a lot
Hmm.
about the Polynesian. Clearly, we like it there.
Hmm.
The Contemporary, we love the lounge at Steakhouse 71. That's what
Hmm.
we did on our last trip. Instead of just going to the restaurant, we went to the lounge.
Hmm.
If you're in a adults only group, which is what this person is, the lounge there is great because it's just a bunch of adults sitting around having great food and drinks.
Yes.
So hopefully that gives you some ideas.
Yeah. I just want to do a crawl at the Poly.
Just crawl the resort.
Uh-huh.
We could just book a hotel room and just
Just do
hang out.
that.
Yeah. Meal plan with table service worth it, 2 adults and 1 child, 1 table service reservation each day currently. So I guess when you say worth it, you're asking if it's financially worth it. And there's 2 different kinds of worth it, right? There's
Hmm.
financial and emotional. If you just want your food paid for ahead of time and you don't care about the finances and all that, then I guess it's worth it in that way. Financially, it depends where you're going to eat.
Hmm. And if you aren't planning on eating at a bunch of character meals, if you're not doing any of the dining packages, if you don't typically order um, specialized drinks or cocktails or alcohol of any kind at a meal, the um, it's the worth it factor is decreasing if
Mm-hmm.
those aren't things that you do. So,
For most people, it isn't worth it.
mhm,
We do have a calculator for the dining plan, and you can put in your plans for dining, and then we'll tell you if we think it is worth it.
mhm,
And that way, and then we also tell you the order to book your dining reservations if you're staying on site, and you get to book them all at once. Okay, I am just filling the chat with links. Hopefully, those are helpful. Um, Best table service dining credit in Disney Springs. Well, I am going to show you a spreadsheet, and I have it. This is our spreadsheet. Again, I can link to this in the chat, but we have a whole spreadsheet of data, and I have filtered it to only show Disney Springs, and it is currently showing table service, and I have it sorted from highest to lowest. And so there's a lot of great options here at the top. The Edison and Enzo's are at the top, and
mhm,
I we don't go there a ton, right? We don't go
mm-mm,
there like very often, but they are good like
mhm.
values for a credit. Morimoto Asia is one that we've done more, and that is also at the top of the list. So that would be probably my personal pick for like quality and value.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm just scanning the list here because we have some other like Homecoming for lunch and dinner
Mhm.
is a pretty good value of a credit, and then Wine Bar George dinner. So there's some good ones on here, but I would say of the top ones, Morimoto Asia is probably the one that we have
Yeah,
enjoyed the most. We even had a private party there one time
super fun.
at Morimoto Asia. All right, the next one is I'm leaving it up on the screen. If you were using a Disney dining plan for just one night, where would you go for your credits? And I guess it just depends, like what you're into, and are you trying to maximize your credits? Is that
Mhm.
the deal? So the very top of the list is going to be a lot of character meals. Akershus is number one. Storybook Dining at Artist Point, 1900 Park Fair, Garden Grill. These are all character meals. So, are you into character meals? Because those are your go-tos. But and then Tusker House is on here, Hollywood and Vine's on here. There's a lot of stuff. Um, the only one that's top of the list, it's not a character meal, is Ohana, and that's good food. Well,
Yeah,
some people lately haven't been enjoying it as much, but Chefs de
it's
France
France.
is a great one. Boma,
Boma.
delicious. And that is a buffet. It's a non character meal buffet at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Whispering Canyon Cafe, that's a ton of food.
Mhm.
Beer Garden and
And
Morimoto Asia again, which we already talked about.
another great one.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of good choices there. All right. Let me get us back into place. Okay. Sorry, you might want to see the question too. Can you amend restaurant bookings, i.e., book for 6 and only 4 of the party are going?
You can try. And if for some reason you can't, then you can just when you check in, you're going to check in for the number of people that are there and not for your reservation because you're going to have that option to indicate. I always think it's nice if you can get it amended ahead of time because that might open up something for somebody else depending on how your party is changing and how the table configurations are inside that restaurant. But it isn't always possible for that same reason. Their booking systems and how they do things. So just check in for the number of people that you will be having.
As long as one person shows up, you won't have that cancellation fee.
Mm-mm.
So I wouldn't worry about that so much, but you can try to edit it beforehand as well. Sometimes we make dining reservations for more than we need,
Mm-hmm.
and that way we can invite people or we just show up without a full group. It
Mm-hmm.
just gives us some flexibility. All right, we're going to move on to resorts. How long will resorts keep packages if I have them pre-delivered? I have experience with this. Getting things delivered to resorts and having them sent back. They will generally hold your stuff for a week and then they will send it back. And I had ordered some stuff from Amazon, sent it to the resort, and they just sent it back to Amazon, and then I got a refund.
Okay, I don't remember this.
It was one of the All Stars. We were
Oh.
testing out the lockers,
Oh yes.
the All
Now I
Star
remember.
movies, yeah, because we wanted to see how the lockers work, and then
Mm-hmm.
the packages just they went missing, and they went back to Amazon, and I was like, well, now I know what happened.
Yep.
So about a week. But I have packages delivered every trip because I live in Mexico. So when I'm back, I want to get some basic things that I can only get there. And I will usually order it just before. And that way it's there when I get there or shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Split stay to add one night to an existing bounce back offer. Same resort and room type. Do I need to change rooms?
No, if you already have the two reservations and if they're both under the same promotion, I just had experience with this because I too had a bounce back that I added some days onto. Um, if both reservations are under the same kind of promotion in the same room category, you can call and ahead and ask if they can join them together. If for some reason they can't, when you check in for your first reservation, tell them at the desk that you have another reservation and ask if you can keep the same rooms. And usually between those two approaches, you have a fairly decent chance of not having to move.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Can anyone visiting and not staying at the Polynesian go to the beach for fireworks? Generally speaking, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think getting to the Polynesian is the first question. How do you get there and allow you in? And if you're arriving by car, like your own car or rideshare, they're usually going to ask you if you have a dining or hotel reservation at the gate. If you use Disney transportation, there's none of that. You just show up on the Disney transportation. So keep that in mind. The only time they really care is around July 4th
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a popular spot for fireworks that they will start checking to make sure that you're a resort guest.
And I would
And
say New Year's Eve too.
yes, that's another good one. Yes, it is a beautiful spot to watch fireworks. The
Mm-hmm.
music's piped in, you can be on the beach.
Yeah.
Caribbean beach room location request. Is Jamaica now preferred because of the Skyliner? I'm hearing different things. Is it preferred? Um, the rooms closest to the Skyliner are considered preferred. And does that include the Jamaica section?
From what I understand, I think is it both Aruba and Jamaica are now considered preferred?
Oh, cue the song. What? Okay. We have a map of Caribbean beaches right here. We need to update it to indicate Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica, at least the buildings closest right here
Yes,
are
so just the
preferred.
closest ones,
Mm-hmm. So
I
yeah,
think.
that's what we believe to be true. It changed this year, which is why it's a little bit confusing.
Hmm. That
Um,
building 41, we've stayed there. It is amazing.
we loved it when it was still standard.
Hmm.
But to this person's point, so this area near the Old Port Royale main building, the user
Hmm.
preferred as well, which is advantageous if you want to be close to the main pool and the main building and stuff. But Jamaica is obviously better if you want to be close to the Skyliner station. So I
Hmm.
would book preferred and then request Jamaica.
Yeah. I think it's ridiculous. I think it should be two totally different categories, and I will stand on that. Same thing for pop. Should be two totally different categories.
Yeah. That would be really nice to all the Skyline resorts. First time at Caribbean Beach Resort with the new classifications, what building would you request for standard? So that is a great question. I guess it depends which buildings are standard.
Mm-hmm. And again, what is important to you? Do
Mm-hmm.
you want to be as close as you can be at that point to the main building or to transportation, or specifically transportation, the Skyliner?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so figure out which of those things are most important to you and then go for a building that's close to that.
I should have just kept this on the screen because I'm going to go back to the same exact graphic. But I would probably do something in the
Mm-hmm.
45 range here because it is central between the two Skyliners. You can see them on
Mm-hmm.
either end. And also, it allows you to walk across this little island thing to get to the main building for anything that you need over there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really centrally located, but it is still considered standard.
Yeah.
And there's like buses nearby. You
Yeah,
can
the
see
bus isn't too far.
the bus icons. There's a lot of internal bus stops here, and there's a quiet pool over there. So I would probably do 45 just for being centrally located.
Yeah.
All right. Um, Good idea to check in online or in person, or can you do both? I have specific beach club room requests. I think is what they are meaning. I think I've heard you say something different than me on this. So let's
Mm-hmm.
share thoughts.
If I would say if you've got a very specific request, I would go to the counter. I think talking to people face to face, I've always had really good luck with that. But I've also done it where I've already checked in online. My room isn't going to be something that works for me, and I've gone to the counter. So I don't know that you shouldn't check in beforehand before going to the counter. I don't know that there's any pros and cons to waiting to check in online versus just going to the counter, or checking online, seeing if your room's okay, and then going to the counter. I think both of those will work. But I think you like to do something different. What do you like to do?
I like checking in online because they assign rooms beforehand. So, like 3 days before your trip, somebody sits down and they assign it based on like
Mm-hmm.
your requests and which category of room you booked and stuff. And so, I want to get my request in as soon as possible. And you can do that during the online check-in process. You can do it in the chat in the app. You can call and have your request added to your reservation, and then that way it increases your chances. And then if there's any issues, go to the front desk. But
So you're saying like you can actually do the chat to make a request
mhm,
for your room.
mhm, yeah, and that is what I would do because before they start assigning things, I think you need to put in your request so that you have first
Mm-hmm.
dibs at
On what you
whatever it
want.
is. It's not a guarantee, but it's the first chance. And then if there are any issues, then you can go to the front desk and say, "Actually, this room doesn't work for me. Can we talk about another option?" That would be my thing.
Your thing.
Yeah. One more resort question. Polynesian Tower or Riviera for a few days at the end of our beach club stay with kids. um, okay.
There are pros and cons to both of those places.
Yes. And I'm struggling because, okay, if you're staying at the beach club, moving to the Riviera is just like a Skyliner stop away. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
big change.
Mm-mm.
Like you're still located in the between Epcot and Hollywood Studios area,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but parents really love the like pool options at the Riviera, so that could be nice. At the beach club, you're obviously going to have a nice pool as well. The Polynesian Tower is not close to a lot of stuff. Like
Mm-mm.
it is kind of removed from the monorail station and all the main amenities, the main pool there. But it's lovely. So I'm going
Yes.
to guessing this person's DVC.
Yes.
If I could throw in a third option, I would much prefer the villas at the Polynesian, which are in the main longhouse buildings.
Mm-hmm. That's a good option.
That's what I would suggest if you have
Yeah,
that as an option.
you'd be way closer to all the things
Mhm.
if you're on that side. The tower is absolutely lovely, and I guess I mean they do have a few perks like the firework view
Mm-hmm.
areas that they have in the tower and whatnot. But for just having easy access to the main building, the main pool, the main dining, all of that being inside the main part of the building is going to put you in a better spot.
Mm-hmm. We have some ticket questions. 3-day park ticket or 2-day park ticket and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Is this going to be your Magic Kingdom park ticket? We don't have the ability to ask this question to this person.
No.
So I'm just throwing it out there.
But because that's a very important determining factor, because why are you spending a whole bunch of money on a party ticket if you want to do attractions? You may not get the most bang for your buck that way versus just adding on a third day to a park ticket.
Yeah. I would probably do a 3-day park ticket instead. It's likely a lot cheaper and all the rides will be available. Will there be more ticket specials for the end of May and June into June? We don't know.
Maybe
Um,
not.
I don't know. We do have a history of what has been offered because spreadsheets, lots of spreadsheets. So I'm going to link to the history of Disney World discounts, and then you can see what you think. This is as close as we get to a crystal ball.
Yes.
Because we just don't know.
Mm-mm.
Do you have to have a park hopper ticket if you're doing more than one park as a VIP? You do. So when you take a VIP tour, they check your ticket before hopping to another park. And you do have to have the ticket.
Womp womp, man.
I recently did last week a podcast of a woman who went to Disneyland with a bunch of people, and she did 21 Royal, the dinner inside Disneyland, you know. And I'm talking about Disneyland people, not Disney World. And you don't have to have a park ticket for that. And that blew my mind because normally, if you do anything in the parks, you have to have a park ticket, even if it's a very.
Do they just escort you?
They escort you. And they do. I mean, they give you a park ticket as part of your dinner reservation, basically.
Oh.
But like, you don't have to buy one, and they do escort you. Mm-hmm.
Well,
but it's super rare for that to be the case. If you're going to go in the parks, you have to have the ticket that allows you into the park. And if you're going multiple parks for a VIP tour,
you need a park hopper.
That is a park hopper. Last ticket question is: do park ticket prices for certain dates correlate with expected crowd levels? Yes. And when Heather creates our crowd calendar that goes out every year, we use lots of data to put together the crowd calendar, including like Run Disney events, cheer events, school calendar schedules, our own experience of 20 years in the parks, and also the park ticket prices. Because we're like, if Disney's charging more, it means they probably think they can get away with it because it's going to be busy. So, yes. All right. DCL is up next. Taking Disney Transport for the cruise, and I got group 6, no listed boarding time. Is it an early time? Basically, when you get to the port, you will just be able to go into the cruise terminal immediately, and then they will start calling groups. Group 6 is early. I did DCL transportation in December, and I think we were group 3. And the only people ahead of us, I believe, were concierge. So 6 would be, shortly. They start calling them pretty quickly.
Fast.
Yeah. The good news is everybody gets on the boat. But yes, 6 is pretty early. Will more DCL Marvel sailings happen? We don't know, but the DCL Marvel days at sea are basically regular cruises, and then one day of the cruise is Marvel. So they'll have like a whole day dedicated to that. But there's a lot of Marvel presence on the cruises now. So like the Wish class of ships, which is the Wish, the Treasure, and the Destiny, they all have Marvel dining rooms. There's Marvel stuff happening.
Yeah, so they don't erase the Marvel stuff for the non-Marvel day at sea sailings. They're just a little bit of a bonus day, a little bit extra.
Yeah, but you can still do Marvel on the ships, even if you're not doing a Marvel day at sea. Best DCL ship for a toddler obsessed with Mickey and Friends. Well, they all have that.
Yeah.
Um, the Wish class of ships that I was just talking about, they
Mhm.
all have more specific themes.
Themes. Yeah.
Like Destiny is heroes versus villains, so it really leans into that. Maybe that's not ideal. I think the Dream and Fantasy tend to be more classic,
Hmm.
and so you might want to look at the Dream and Fantasy for more of that experience. They don't have themes in the way that the Wish class of ships do per se. Best place to stay pre DCL cruise. I'm going to assume you're talking about Port Canaveral.
Hmm.
And in that case, I am a huge fan of staying at the MCO Hyatt. We have done this multiple times, but my first time using the DCL transport from MCO Hyatt was in December, and I loved it so much because they let you start the check in process at the hotel.
Hmm.
And you leave your bags in your room, and they take them. You tag them and they take them. Then you go down to the lobby and you start the check in process where you like present your passport and everything. And then they will let you board the buses to the port directly from there. No stops. If you go to Disney World and stay, they don't let you start the check in process at the hotel. They pick you up to take you to the port, but there may or may not be stops on the way. It depends how full your bus is. So they might pick you up at your resort and then they might go to another resort. So it can take extra time. Whereas from the MCO Hyatt, it's direct. So I'm a huge fan of MCO Hyatt using DCL transportation. All right. I think that's it for DCL. We have a few Disneyland questions to finish us up here. Your favorite restaurant or must eats at Disneyland? We have a few. I think we've answered this before, but
Yeah.
obviously it's a popular question. Jolly Holiday,
Hmm. Grilled cheese and tomato soup from there.
which is at Disneyland.
Hmm.
That's quick service. Definitely mobile order. That place is busy.
Super
Holy moly.
busy.
We really like
Lamplight.
Pim.
Oh,
Oh,
Pim's.
yes. Lamplight is table service at
Hmm.
California Adventure. Love it. Great views, great food, great drinks. And Pim's is also at California Adventure. It is quick service. We love that. We love a corn dog.
We'd love a corn dog.
Also love the character meals.
Yeah.
So if you want to do character meals, they have one in every resort, and they also have the funniest one in the park,
Yeah.
which just has a million different characters at Disneyland.
Random.
So random. I felt like I was on a trip. Like, in what universe is Rafiki hanging out with Mary Poppins?
It's so weird.
It was so weird and also kind of fun. Recommendations for what time to get to Disneyland for rope drop. Disneyland is the type B sibling to Disney World. So
Mhm.
it's not quite as intense as Disney World in terms of rope drop and schedule and da da da. And at Disneyland, their lightning lane system, it has different rules where you
Mhm.
can't actually start booking until you're in the park. And so I would definitely recommend getting there, before the rope drop, before the opening time. Security could take a little while.
Yes, I would say aim to be at the Tap Styles maybe 30 minutes early. I think that's good, but also like you said, security there, it is still old school. They go through your bag.
Mm-hmm.
They like every zipper they are going to open, and it can take a long time. So give yourself time to make it through security, and with the plan to get to the front of the park at least 30 minutes ahead. That way you can be in the park and be one of the first people booking those lightning lanes.
Mm-hmm. But you'll have good luck getting there early
Mhm.
and just starting your lightning lanes right away. There'll be plenty of availability and all that. All right, one more question. Heading to Disneyland in August, Marriott Courtyard or Pixar Place, cost is the same. So, cost is the same is interesting. Disneyland doesn't give on-site benefits really for people staying in their hotels, and Pixar
Mm-mm.
Place isn't that close.
No.
Like, it's on site, but it's not as close as the Grand Californian or what's the other one? My favorite one.
Disneyland Hotel?
Yeah, it's such an easy name to remember, and it just slipped. How far away is the Marriott Courtyard? You're looking up the location. There's so many offsite resorts, and that can make it tricky. Pixar Place is so cute, though. I stayed there about a year and a half ago. We usually stay at the Anaheim Hotel, which is right across from Disneyland on Harbor. Where did Heather go?
I'm trying to read the map.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Pixar Place is going to give you stuff in the lobby, like you can meet Bing Bong. There's piano playing.
Um, it,
Is it a walk?
no, it's very close.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
It's
it
very
depends.
close.
Yeah,
But it might be about the same.
as Pixar.
Yeah. I don't know that it's going to be that much different. It is, just for your reference, past the McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
like, looks like at least a block or so past the McDonald's.
Some people like non-Disney hotels because they feel like they offer more amenities or
Mm-hmm.
better service or whatever. So I guess it depends. Do you want to prioritize the Disney specific things like meeting Bing Bong and seeing the piano player in the lobby and that sort of thing, and also really cute rooms like Pixar
Yeah.
themed rooms, or does the Marriott Courtyard offer more perks that appeal to you? Because it sounds like they're going to be about the same
It's a
walking distance.
9-minute walk to the Esplanade.
Okay. And Pixar Place might be kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, okay, so that's the questions, but we also do have some comments. Let's talk from Christine. Happy milestone birthday, Heather.
Thank you. Yay. 50.
Diane, happy birthday. Ingrid,
Thank
Ingrid, happy birthday, Heather.
Thank you, guys.
Our buddy Dale, Heather's birthday, slay.
Slay. Thank you, Dale.
All right. And then this is a comment about Josh Damaro saying, yep, he was the parks head when quote unquote Chapek made all those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we're no Chapek fans. He is no, I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, we're not Chapek fans, but Josh Damaro was also in a position of leadership when all these things happened.
There's a reason the parks are their biggest money driver right now.
Yes, exactly. We're all contributing. Christine says, my 9-year-old was looking forward to the animation experience the most for our trip in April. What a bummer for Animal Kingdom. I agree. There's just not a lot going on.
Mm-mm.
I would be really interested to see what their attendance is, because I want to say Animal Kingdom has 8 or 9 million visitors usually a year. I wonder what it'll be for now. And last question from Anne is excited for a woman president and CCO. This is the Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Josh D'Amaro becoming CEO, there was a bit of shuffling going on with some of the other positions there. So anyway, okay, that was a marathon.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? It's keeping us young, keeping us young.
I'm never taking another day off because I feel like that contributed to it. Like I feel like this was the universe telling me, don't leave.
That's right. Please don't leave.
Don't leave.
Never again. Don't have a birthday ever again.
Well, I'd like to try.
Okay. All right. So that wraps up today. We will be back tomorrow to talk about any news that comes up and topics that are on our mind. So thanks for joining today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.